Hello, everybody. My name is Mark Mandel. Gonna do something a bit interesting today. I think we're gonna try and work out basically some technical strategy for an open source project, which should be fun. So I work on a project called Agones. Many people have heard of me talk about this before. And we recently went 1.0, which is cool. It's actually really cool. But that has some fun and interesting problems in and of itself. Most of which is that, okay, so now we can't break things. We were alpha for a really long time. That was really good. And that meant that, we could be experimental with our features and we could try different things out and see what happened. And if, people didn't like them, we could just change it. Like that was a really nice thing as a developer. Probably not so much as a user, but really nice as a developer. So what that means is, how do we handle when we produce new things? I see a message in the chat room. Orthros, thank you so much for the 1.0 congrats. Much appreciated. We're very happy about that too. Thanks for at least dropping by and saying hello. So the fact of the matter is, like, you're building software and you don't know what you don't know, unfortunately, right? You can probably have a pretty good idea about what it is that you want to do and how you might want to do it. But at the end of the day, most of the time you're actually you're making your best guess. So we need a way of saying, like, hey, here's a feature that we've developed, but we're not 100% sure if this is the right implementation, and we want people to play with it and give us feedback and do all that kind of stuff, right? All the good open source things that are really good out there. So I've been having a look at how I want to have some look at how a couple of projects do this. So Kubernetes and Istio seem to be some pretty good examples. So I'm going to dig into them. I'm really actually not 100% sure about how we should do this. I have some thoughts in my head. So I'm just going to write the doc on stream and we'll see if it makes sense. And if people disagree with me, then cool. I think that's probably a reasonable thing to do. So Kubernetes, I'm fairly familiar with. This is an open source project for infrastructure. They have a thing called feature gates. So administrator can use the feature gates command line flag on each component to turn a feature on and off. Each component supports a set of feature gates you need. Okay, whatever. Okay, so we might need to do something similar, but the thing that I mostly care about is here. Okay, so they have a feature, it has a default, and it has a stage. So I don't think for Agones we really need to care about like feature gates for every single little thing. My particular thought is more like, okay, we might need some gates for anything that's maybe an alpha or something like that. Maybe turn it on, turn it off, something like that. This following teacher can get gates for graduated or deprecated, so they do that kind of stuff. So what does alpha, beta, and GA mean for the Kubernetes project? That's probably what I care. Oh, and here we go. So feature stages, perfect. This is what it means. Okay, a feature, maybe this is something we can steal too, which would be really nice. So a feature can be an alpha, beta, or GA stage. An alpha feature means it's disabled by default. Might be buggy, cool. Support for the feature may be dropped. Yep, API may change in incredible ways. Recommended for use for short-lived testing clusters. Okay, that makes sense. I might steal a lot of this. Beta feature means enabled by default, features well tested, enabling features considered safe. Support for the overall feature will not be dropped, though details may change. Okay, I quite like this, actually. This is actually what I was very much thinking, so this is good. The schema and or semantics of objects may change in incompatible ways in a subsequent beta or stable release. When this happens, we'll provide instructions for migrating to the next version. This may require deleting, adding, or Yep, okay. All right, perfect. This actually looks like it's actually what I want. Recommended for non-beta use of incompatible changes, subsequent releases. If you have multiple clusters that can be upgraded independently, you may be able to relax this restriction. Okay. Please do try beta features and give feedback on them. If they exit beta, it will be practical for us to make more changes. I would probably want that note on both of these, but outside of that is something else. Okay, a GA feature is referred to as stable. It means the corresponding feature gate is no longer needing. The stable versions of the features will appear in release software for many subsequent versions. Okay, so that actually sounds really good. I might change some bits and pieces on here, but that seems really good. Is there anything else? Each of these are feature gates. We don't care about specific feature gates for that. Okay, so that was actually really nice, and I'll tell you why that's really nice. Here we go. They call it feature stages. Istio, another open source project, had very similar page that I was looking at too. This page lists the relative maturity and support level of every STR feature. Wow, that's a lot of features. I don't know if I want to be listing every feature. That seems like a lot of work, but we can take this one step at a time. They have alpha, beta, and stable, whereas they have alpha, beta, and GA. Okay, so we can just pick the one we like. Kind of leaning towards stable just because reasons. That's fine. Okay, cool. Feature phase definitions. So here we go. So alpha, beta, stable. This is actually kind of a nice table. I definitely like this. So purpose of alpha is like demoable, end-to-end. If used in production, you may encounter an issue. Fair enough. Beta usable in production, not a toy anymore. Dependable production hardened. Okay. Right. And I think, so I was reading through this before, right? Like alpha, you could break stuff. Beta, they're versioning things. I don't know if I want to have that much. I want to have some give. I think a bit more give. I want to be able to play with things a bit more. In beta, dependable production worthy. Yep, exactly. Performance. We haven't got performance tests yet, so like I don't want to make any things there. So I think they actually have some real. I think this is great. Just looking at this with the feature phase definitions, like, you know, saying your deprecation policies is like 1 year. I think that's great. I just don't know if we're there yet. Same things with security, etc. Though we definitely do need a security policy. That is the thing we need. Again, I don't know if I want to be doing like every single feature and like whether it's stable or not. Cool. So, but this actually does give me some other ideas, and I quite like this, and especially as a good starting point. So, I have an idea. Okay, so the first thought. All right, so this actually gives me some good thoughts. So, what I'm thinking about here, installation getting started. So where do you put this? What I want to look at now is like, all right, I need to write this doc. Yeah. Where does this document go? And this is documentation that both the developers of Agones are going to need, because they're going to need to know to follow it for new experimental features, as well as users are going to need it because as so they know what features are like hardened and like actual production worthy and stuff. So originally I was actually thinking that it made sense to go in like the contributing section, or like the development, testing, and building Agones section. My actual thought now is to here. So in contributing, we might need to have something in here about the feature status. What do they call it? They call it feature, not feature gates. What do they call it here that I thought was really good? Come on, down the page. There you go. Feature, they call it feature stages. Here we call about it feature phases. Interesting. Okay, slightly different wording, but that's okay. I didn't see. If anyone knows any other spots where people do similar things, that might be also really useful. Okay, so yeah, I was originally thinking about sticking something in here, but I'm now actually thinking that it should be potentially a top level thing in here somewhere. Not genuinely sure where. But you know what? Let's maybe start with somewhere, and we can start writing some stuff, and we can build on from there. And I think we can steal from like Istio and Kubernetes and stuff, and we'll see. Yeah, I think in contributing, we're going to need to have a thing in here somewhere that points to the Agones documentation. I think that's going to be really important, but I don't think we're going to need to have it in here specifically, I think is really my thought right now. Okay, so let's think this through. So, all right, so first things first is I need a branch to work on, so let's do that. You know what? Actually, I'm going to do it this way. Let's say Let's open a new task. We're going to create a new task, and we're going to call it meta feature. Do we like feature stages or feature phases? I'm going to go feature stage. We'll do that. All right, so that's going to create... Oh, that did not do what I want. Something is happening. Is there another window under here? No. Nope. What are you doing, IntelliJ? Nothing! Yeah. When in doubt. Kill it. There we go. Computers, how do they even work? Okay, let's fire up Agones again. I think I changed my resolution on my computer and it does weird things to IntelliJ. It doesn't like it for whatever reason. Okay, so let's try this again. You can do it. I believe in you. Spinning, spinning, spinning. All right. Doing a bunch of stuff. All right. And the other thing I can do while I'm sitting here is we have a let's take a server up. See build make site server. That's exactly what I want. So localhost 1313. I think it's 1313. Yes. Okay. So there's my local version. So we can start playing in here and start coming up with ideas for how we want to do this. All right, here we go. All right, I would like a task, please. Open task, and I'm going to call it meta. Meta. What are we calling it? Feature stages. Okay, I would like to create a branch. Beautiful. Create change list. Beautiful. Okay, that looks good. I do like how IntelliJ does this. I like having tasks. It makes me happy because I have a few things in here. All right, so actually the things that I did there I didn't need. So looking here in the site, content and docs. We should link to that too. That's a whole other thing. Where do I want this thing to be? This is actually a really good question. So installation, getting started. Where do you put it in Istio, actually? That's a good question. So if I look at the Istio top level docs, concepts, it's in reference under configuration. Installation options, commands, no. Interesting, so it's under, wait, no, it's about Istio. Where does that, where is that? Istio about. Concepts, what is Istio, set up tasks. No, I actually don't know. Oh, it's in this about section over here. Okay, cool. But it is top level status inside that. This is like buried under a whole bunch of things. We probably don't want to take the Kubernetes example. So I feel like installation getting started, we want to kick on past that. Guides, meh, tutorials, reference, advanced potentially. Overview. No, we don't want to put it in overview. That seems like overkill. I don't like that idea either. Installation, not so much. Getting started, no. Guides, no. I'm just kind of thinking reference for whatever reason. But I don't like it. Istio has feature status and it's under Istio about. Whereas we are here. Blog is like a whole other section, which is where they put like that about thing, which is like here. Overview is this. Installation getting started, guides, tutorials, reference examples. I actually don't know. Which I'm sure is not like the best watching in the world. And it's not like I don't want to put it under advanced because advanced is this actually matters to everybody. I could almost make an argument that client SDKs should be above guides, but that's a whole other thing. Game server lifecycle, fleet updates. I'm just gonna check it in guides for now. I can't think of a better spot for it, so that'll do, I think is the answer. Cool. So we're gonna put it in here. Server lifecycle. I'm gonna call it feature phases or feature stages. I kind of like feature stages. I think that's, isn't that what I called the? I called it feature stages. So let's call it that. All right. So we will. Let's just copy that. That's easy. Let's put it in here for now. Oh, great. It's opening that on my other screen because, you know, it hates me. New. Ah. There we go. All right. Let's give me a new file. That's fine. Okay. What are we calling it? Feature stages.md. Boom. I'm going to turn that off because it's a little easy. Feature stages. See if I can do. I'm just totally stealing some stuff here. Oh, that's the same thing, so it's fine. I feel like something like that. What are we? The 09 of 26. I have no idea where I wanted this to sit, so I'm just going to give it an arbitrary number for now. This page provides a breakdown of provides a description of the various stages that Agones features can be in, and the maturity, the relative minimum maturity, and the relative maturity and support level expected for each level. That seems pretty legit. Quite like that. All right, so let's see what we got in here. Feature stages. Game server lifecycle fleet updates. Kind of want it to be above that. What is game server lifecycle at? Here at 15. I'm gonna give you like a 5. Kind of actually thinking it should, yeah. Where did it go? Oh, I put it above client SDKs. Interesting. Interesting. Tell you what, let's leave it there. See what happens. See what happens. So the first thing I liked is I actually really like the Kubernetes side. Like I actually think this is very close to stages. Feature stage indicators. So okay, so I think we should have it like this is what I want to break it down to. So we have a description of stages, which is very similar to what we had before. Feature stage indicators is what I've called it, which is very much like how do I know what things are in? And inside here will be custom resource definitions. Then Agones SDK, client, game server, SDKs. What other things might we need? REST APIs. Do we have anything else that we need to think about? Custom resource definitions, those. Oh, yes. And there's 2 layers. New CRDs. New CRD attributes. Okay. That seems like pretty comprehensive, actually. I quite like that. I don't mind that. Feature stage indicators, customer restrictions, cool. If I go to guides, oh, that's true. Interesting. Why is that not showing everything? That's a whole other thing. Yeah, it's got page list. Oh, I may need to rebuild for it to show up. Let's see. There it is. Interesting that shows up there on this, and it shows up here on here and there on there, but that's a whole other thing. That's fine. I don't actually care. That'll get solved at a later date. All right, feature stages. I'm gonna steal this. I wonder if I can actually steal. See, to be completely honest, I do not want to be doing this kind of thing. So I'm gonna try and avoid that wherever possible. For each level. Description of stages. All right. I kind of like stable. I have to be honest with you. So a feature within Agones can be. Yeah, we've called it stages. I like the word stage rather than phase. I don't know why. Alpha, beta, or stable. Here they went italics, I went code. And so I actually really like what they've got here. Boom. Yep. I actually really like this. I think also like we can start locking this down more as we go forward, but something maybe is a little bit more ambivalent is not the worst thing in the world. So yeah, disable by default. How do we enable features? All right, that's not too bad. That's cool. I'm working through it. All right. Or maybe actually alpha features can be enabled through the dash alpha feature. Actually, yeah, so this, I think we can steal something for feature gates here, because I think I like the way they do feature gates. Configuration option that can be found in the Helm configuration. Alpha feature gate? Yeah, something like that. Helm configuration. Relref. Relref? No. Oh god, I have to remember how this works. I'm supposed to have another example. That is very much not what I want. That actually looks like that should be wrong. But anyway, that's a whole other thing. Wow, you are not helping me here. I don't remember how to do. Here we go. Thank you, ref. Okay, there you go. Okay, that's easy. Installation, Helm. Where do I want? Copy relative path. Splat. Docs. I'm also going to come over here. Configuration option. What I need is configuration. Beautiful. Oh, wait, where's the thingy? That's right. I'll shrink that a little. Whoop, too far. Okay, let me get that. Let me get that anchor there. All right, I found it. Let's see. I forget to like we found it. Configuring each gate. Documentation for the specific alpha feature. Reason I say that is there we go. Alpha feature can the alpha feature gate configuration option can be found on the Helm configuration documentation, which is here, which doesn't currently exist, but that's fine for now. Oh, actually, I should say it's not dash dash. Let's get rid of the dash dash. Oh, actually, what do we? Agones dot. Yep. Now, what's the? Oh, no. Okay, so here's the thing. It should be alpha feature gate. If I'm gonna be the same, let's just have a look at. Yeah, I think it should be Agones wide. That's fine. Cool. Oh boy. Oh, I forgot to do that. I set this up so it wraps on it as it hits the edge. That's nice. Okay, so that's the alpha's features. Should this be? Should I do this? Meh. Doesn't hurt. Actually, I can steal this. I'm stealing. This actually seems like I'm just totally stealing this, and it's totally reasonable. And it's fine. All right. A beta feature means let's go. Poof. Anyway, by default, yes. Feature is well tested. That seems reasonable. Name the feature is considered safe. Let me think about that for a sec. This seems reasonable. We're feeling reasonably confident in it. When we hit it to beta, really what we're looking for is feedback. Cool. Support for the overall feature will not be dropped. Okay, so we've agreed that what the feature is should work. We just have to refine the implementation. I think that's reasonable as well. The schema or semantics, the object may change in incompatible ways. Yes, I think that is true. This may require deleting, editing, and recreating API objects. Let's get that back down there. There we go. We're getting president custom. Okay, cool. Application. Yep. I think that's also reasonable. I'm totally fine with them downtime on beta features. They're beta. That's kind of the point. Recommendations. Recommended for only non-physical critical. Yeah. Now, please do try. Yeah. See. I love this. Please do try beta features and give feedback after exit. Yeah, I'm just gonna steal all that because it's fantastic. Note, please do try alpha features. And give feedback on them. Important to ensure we don't have to cycle breaking changes to ensure less breaking changes through the beta period. Because it's true, like we want people to test things in the alpha period. That would be really good. Mainly because like and like yeah, and like we may drop it in alpha. Yep, so that's fun. Okay, sweet. So that sounds good. And then we have stable. Which I'm also gonna let's have a look here. Which was a stable feature. I don't actually like that. Enabled by default. Here we go. Enabled by default, but able to be. Ooh, interesting. Should we be able to disable beta features? People might want to be able to disable beta features in production clusters. Yeah, still, but able to be disabled through a feature gate. Which also lends itself to having a list of alpha and beta feature gates. Alpha and beta each non-stable. Yeah, I don't know if I actually like this statement, but that's all right. Enabling or configuring feature gates. That's better. Can be enabled or disabled. Yeah, I don't know if I 100% agree that like we're gonna have separate documentation for each feature gate all around the thing, because I can see people who run production clusters being like, I want to turn off all beta features, so give me a list. So we might need to do a single page, but we'll come back to this. All right, that's a bit better. All right, this a stable feature means corresponding no longer exists. The feature is enabled, and the corresponding feature gate now no longer exists. Cool. For any such conversions. All right. And there's probably working here for like deprecation policies and other stuff like that too. But this is first pass. Let's get something done. But this feels like it's heading in the right direction. I'm actually feeling pretty good about it. Still enough guides is the right spot for it too, but that's fine. Cool. Whew. All right, I'm gonna commit this because I got some cool stuff in here that I want to make sure I don't lose. All right. First part of the, what am I calling it? Feature stage duck. Whoops. All right. Whew. This is a lot of thinking. It makes my head hurt. Okay. Let's see what we can do next. All right. So, feature state indicators. Okay, so there are a variety of features within Agones. How can it be determined? We determine what stage each feature is in. Below are indicators for each type of functionality that can be used to determine the current feature stage. Something like that. All right. This refers to Kubernetes resources for Agones, such as game server, fleet, and game server allocation. What's a good, actually, here we go. Give me like an example real quick. Boom! Fleet, perfect. Spam. API version. Perfect, that's what I want. Three. All right. For new resources, the version, the stage of the resource will be indicated by the API version of the resource. For example, version v1 is a stable resource. Beta v1, what is it, v1 beta 1. Yeah, that's what it used to be. Yeah, what did we show me the history for that. What did we do before? Git history for selection. Here we go. Beautiful. From to v1 alpha 1. Thank you. Perfect. That's what I thought. v1 beta 1. It's a beta stage resource and version. That one is a alpha stage resource, which I think seems pretty oh, that says v1, which is not what we want. Alpha 1 v1 alpha 1 is an alpha stage resource. Okay, new CRD attributes. This is tricky. I think they should sit under a beta and alpha header. It's the only way I can think of doing it, to be honest. And also it fits in with this stuff. This is my theory, at least how I think it should work. Alpha and beta attributes will have corresponding alpha or beta parent elements in their configuration to delineate their feature stage. If no such parent exists, this attribute is a stable feature. For example, if we were to add a... Wow, I don't know if this is a good idea, but anyway, I need to throw some stuff in there. If we were to add a alpha configuration option of timeout seconds to the game server, it would be configured like so. 1, 2, 3 YAML. Give me a game server, please. Simple UV, that'll do. Game server.yaml. Boom, boom, boom. I'm gonna get rid of most of this. It's fine. Splats, do not care. Blam. That's all fine too. Alpha timeout seconds 30. This is the alpha feature block. I don't mind that. So attributes progress through their stages. They will be as backward conversion may not be guaranteed. I probably can't spell. No. Okay, that makes sense. So like new CID attributes, 0 for feature block, right? So boom. If we were to add a, let's say, hypothetical. Whatever that means, right? Attributes progress through their stages. There may be breaking changes. Is backward conversion. Backward conversion between alpha, beta, and stable the resource configuration. Yeah, this is going to be my initial idea. I think this is going to end up getting ripped apart, but that's fine. That's the whole point of what it is that I'm doing. And the reason I'm doing it this way. I very much appreciate and like coming up with something as a thing and then giving that out there for critique and whatchamacallit? Critique and modification. REST APIs, REST and gRPC. REST APIs are usually versioned. What do we do with gRPC? How do we want to do this? Because that technically is not true right now for gRPC. gRPC is not versioned at all. There is nothing in here that actually versions anything, which one of my teammates brought up the other day, and it's totally reasonable. In fact, yeah, none of these are versioned. Now, this is the SDK, which is... it will be versioned where... not 100% true. That's killing me. Actually, I thought that was going to be really easy. REST and gRPC APIs. Will contain... Yeah, so like that SDK sidecar, I think it's going to be a special case. GB reversioned where appropriate. There we go. To indicate their feature stage. For example, a REST API with a prefix of v1 alpha 1 is an alpha stage feature. Game server SDK. This is the one I don't know how to do. So I'm gonna get -a commit more work on feature stages. Push that up. I don't know the right answer for this. Is the fun question. I don't know the right answer for this. And the reason I don't know the right answer for this is because if I look at an SDK, let me see, like Go. Let's Go is a good example. That's all fine. Ready. Could there be a prefix? Alpha function. Can I do something like that? Can I be like, no, that doesn't, like, I don't know, programming declare function alpha, right? Like, no. No. Oh man. Could there be a prefix? It could be well documented per se. I'm going to start with a comment. I think the comment on an SDK is just going to have to be the way it is. Like if you look at the Go doc for this, like, or if you're looking at the Node.js thing, right, like it should say as part of the thing, like what it is and that it's alpha. I feel like that's the only way we can do it. I can't think of a better way of doing it. Any alpha or beta game server SDK functionality will have a comment block before each function declaring it either alpha or beta. Stable functionality will not require such a indicator. Comment block as part of its document block, as well as documentation. Indicating such have or require this prefacing declaration. That's probably a little bit too fancy in words. Will not require to have either an alpha will any other SDK functionality will be assumed to be stable. Functionality not marked as alpha or beta. Cool. That just made my head hurt. How long have I been doing this for? Coming up on an hour. Okay, cool. Let's see if this makes a certain amount of sense. All right, so I'm pretty happy with this. Features and indicators. There are a variety of features within a range on which stages. Features in, below are indicators for each type of functionality used to determine the feature stage for a given aspect of Agones. All right, cool. Eventually, maybe we'll need a list, but I'm not going to do that right now because I don't care. Custom resource definitions. It's physical custom United resources for Agones, which is game server fleet and game server allocation. New CRDs. For new resources, the stage of the resource will indicate the API version of the resource. For example, API version of Agones v1 is the stable source. API version v1 beta 1 is the beta stage resource that has a formatting issue. Beta space. There you go. No. Really? There's two resource version. It's a beta. Oh, I see why. Beta stage is an API version. It's an alpha. Okay, cool. It's an alpha stage resource. Cool. Alpha and beta attributes will correspond to alpha beta parent or beta parent element in their configuration to delineate their future stage. If no such parent exists, the such was stable. Yep. For example, if we add a hypothetical alpha configuration option of timeout seconds the game server resource to the game server, boom, resource, it would be configured like so. Alpha is the alpha feature block. Pros and cons. We'll see whether people like this or not. Resource attributes progress through their stages, then be breaking changes as backward conversion between alpha, beta, and stable positioning. The resource configuration may not be guaranteed. Okay, cool. Whoosh! Any alpha or beta game SDK functionality will have a comment block before each function declaring it either alpha or beta, as well as documenting it as such. Any SDK functionality the output can seem to be stable. I think that's the best we can do. Rest will contain version will have version paths. Whereas we're appropriate to get a feature stage, for example, the REST API or prefix of via alpha on is an alpha stage feature. Where does that go? I actually have no idea. Whoops, what did I just do? If I say no. There you go. This actually does not seem too bad. Does not actually seem too bad. My brain hurts. I'll tell you that much. That was not easy, but that was kind of interesting. Let's commit that. I think this is good. I will clean this up probably in a minute. Was that down there? Oh. The other thing I would like to do is say boom, 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 X. Let's go over to contributing. Bam. Code of conduct, pull request, formatting, feature stages. Here we go. Often, new features will need to go through experimental stages so that we can, what's the word I'm getting? Gather feedback and adjust as necessary. This project's feature stage documentation. Can't spell. This project's feature stage documentation. I can't spell. This is project feature stage documentation on the Agones website. Sweet. That looks pretty good. Let's just have a peek at what that looks like. So we can cover pull requests, formatting, feature stages. Depending on the pull request, you may need to size and if you are working on a new feature, you may need to take feature stages into account. This can be discussed on a design ticket prior to work commencement. Oop. What just happened? What just happened? So I don't know why, but IntelliJ occasionally just stops me from typing, and it's really annoying. No apparent reason, just cause. And I have to restart it. Couldn't tell you why. Used to be iBus. Way back in the day. Anyway, it'll be back up in a sec. Here we go. This should on a design ticket prior to commencement of work. That is also not spelled even remotely close to correctly. Oh, come on. No, that is not accurate. Yeah, I was gonna say, thank you. That looks better. Let's have a look. Formatting, future stages. Yeah. Cool. I'm digging it, actually. Okay. Oh my god. Cool. Oh my god, my brain is like fried. I think I'm gonna call this here because I think yeah. This is I'm actually really quite yeah, words are hard, man. I'm reasonably comfortable with how this has come together. I think we've got a really nice little approach, at least a very good first pass. I think we're gonna get some really good feedback from this. But it's interesting, right? Like once your open source project hits a certain level of maturity, people trust it and rely on it to do things. So you can't just be like, we break what we like. Like we just can't do that. So you know, don't break stuff you shouldn't. So yeah, so that's fun. Yeah, I think I'm gonna probably tidy this up, just like the commit log and that kind of stuff, and just point to some of the resources we use, that kind of stuff, so that's available to people who want to review this when I finally put this up, which will probably be in like 20 minutes, but I'm gonna take a break and probably take it from there. But yeah, I think that's my stream of consciousness on what's going on. Yeah, so thanks for hanging out with me for at least for a short period. I'm going to try and get back to this. I'm actually going on vacation in a couple of weeks too, so that's going to put a kibosh on some of that. But do follow me on Twitch /MarkMandel. I'll put it up on YouTube as well at /MarkSMandel, and probably throw some stuff up on Twitter as well at Neurotic, so you can follow me there as well. Obviously follow me here. Tuesdays and Thursdays are good days for me to stream, so I'm going to just try and do it more often. I usually say I'm going to stream at like 9 a.m. on a Tuesday, but I don't know if that's actually ever really happened in the past for that much. I'm going to try and be better about it though. But yeah, we'll keep it going. Anyway, thank you so much for swinging on by. I had a few people come through, and I appreciate that in the comments we got, which is also awesome. I really appreciate you listening to me try and work through some tricky problems. some tricky open source governance issues. Glad to have some prior art that I could leverage too. All right, cool. Well, otherwise, have a good day, evening, morning, or whatever time you happen to be in, and I'll catch you next time I start streaming again. All right, see you all later.